just love the look of books, don't you? Gives the room such a nice bookish look.
Honey, are you sure you haven't left anything out of this?
Darling, we've been over the budget 3 times now.
There's something wrong with it.
What?
It balances. No, I don't get it. How could we have stayed within our budget over the past 2 weeks when you blew all that money on those books?
Darling, we've been over all this before. When would I get the chance to get 102 books for $9?
Gee, I don't imagine you get another chance like that until, say, next Tuesday.
Dave, you can't call it extravagance. The money for the books came out of the entertainment fund.
Well, I don't find 20 ways to better croquet that entertaining.
Well, it can't be too choosy when you're buying books by the pound. Here's one you might enjoy. Psychology of Contour Plowing.
I think I'll wait until they do it as a movie. According to your figures, we're going to be okay for the next 2 weeks.
Do you want to bring in a firm of auditors to check it?
Are you sure you've gone over everything? Rents, lights, telephone,
I just love it when you're so romantic.
gas, insurance.
It's very simple, darling. You just happen to have married a financial wizard.
I think I'll go over it once more.
No faith. No faith at all. Hey, I've got to go shopping with Carol in 10 minutes. I better get take a shower.
Julie?
I know. Don't use too much hot water.
Julie! Julie, I'll talk to you.
Dave, I think I'll swallow my toothbrush. Oh, thank goodness. I wish you wouldn't come charging in like that.
Julie, there is something you left out of the budget for the next 2 weeks.
What?
Food.
This is the girl. This is the boy. They were brought together by a liverwurst on rye. They fell in love, were married, moved into a rooftop apartment, and set out to prove that life could be beautiful on $85.37 a week. As they got to know each other, they discovered differences in character.
Julie, you have to stop being impractical.
Darling, something for the soul is not impractical.
All went well until her parents returned from Europe.
You may as well know right now, if I had been here, I would have stopped this marriage.
Nice to meet you, too.
To make matters worse, he discovered she was rich.
You're rich. Go on, admit it. You're rich.
You make it sound as if it's some sort of disease.
The boy, being an independent type, immediately stated his position.
We may have some rough times, but we're going to be all right. You know why? Because we love each other. You know something else, Mr. Hammond? We're going to do it on our own with no help from you or anyone.
This is where most stories end. But for us, it's only the beginning.
Love on a Rooftop, brought to you by...
Food.
Julie, how could you forget a thing like food?
Darling, I can't be expected to remember everything.
Food!
Could we discuss this later? I mean, right now I'd like to rinse out.
You know, I know there was something wrong with that budget.
So I made a mistake. If you wanted a balanced budget, you should marry a CPA.
Oh, I'm sorry. I blew my top. It's just that I'm worried.
So am I.
You are?
Mm-hmm. You think seeing me like this with toothpaste all over my mouth would take the magic out of our marriage?
No chance. Anyway, we're not really in serious trouble. According to your budget, we have $35 left in the emergency account.
A little less, darling. I bought something.
What?
It's a surprise. Darling, will you take that suicidal look off your face? You'll love it.
Is it something practical?
Sure it is. Oh, that'll be Carol. Will you tell her I'll be out in a minute?
Come on in.
Mr. Willis' place? So where do you want the elm? The elm tree.
You're kidding.
Look, we just carried this tree up 6 flights, mister. Where's your guard?
We don't have any use for an elm tree.
And why did your wife order it?
Julie,
What?
there are 2 men in the living room with an elm tree.
Oh, that's the surprise I told you about. Hi, Mr. Pilkins.
Where do you want the elm, Mrs. Willis?
Up on the roof. There's a tub up there.
Did she say on the roof? That's what she said. Is she some kind of a ding-a-ling? But nice.
You bought an elm tree?
Isn't it pretty? I knew you'd love it.
A full-size elm tree?
It's only medium-sized, but it'll grow. Oh, Dave, it'll be such fun watching it grow.
But you said it was practical.
It is. It's a shade tree.
A shade tree.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's going to get awfully hot up there on the roof in the summer.
How much did you pay for it?
$24.
What?
I still think we should have phoned before we dropped in at this hour in the morning.
Couldn't be a worse fiasco than the last time we were here.
Fred, try to remember one thing. They're in love.
Julie, turn off that shower and listen to me.
Anybody home?
How many times have I told you we can't afford these extravagances?
I think it's unfair of you to attack me when I'm in the shower.
What's that got to do with an elm?
I can't think straight when I'm naked.
Then put your clothes on.
Okay, then we'll fight.
You better know it, kid. Oh, hi.
Did we come at an awkward moment, Dave?
Not at all. He's taking a shower.
What are you fighting about?
We were discussing a purchase. What are you doing in town?
I'm opening a used car lot.
Excuse me.
He's as stunned looking as ever.
Oh, Fred. He's a perfectly normal boy who's had a perfectly normal fight with his wife.
Well, for a perfectly normal boy, he reads some strange books. The sex life of a boa constrictor.
It's got to go back.
You mean we gotta lug this elm down all them stairs?
It's got to go back.
Oh, hi, Mom, Pop. So good to see you. I didn't even hear you come in.
We heard you.
Your father's opening a car lot. We'll be here for a couple of days.
Great. Well, sit down. Make yourselves comfortable. Can I get you something to eat or something?
We've already had breakfast, dear. We only intended to stay a few minutes.
Well, how about having some coffee?
Julie, is he treating you okay?
Best husband I ever had.
Hi.
Hi.
He was just on the roof.
Julie always was affectionate.
You excuse us for a minute.
Now where are they going?
To the bathroom, of course.
Of course. Nothing else makes sense around here. Why should that?
Fred, you've forgotten what it's like to have your in-laws drop in unexpectedly at 8:30 in the morning.
Name one time I dragged you off to the bathroom.
Well, where else would they make up after a fight?
Phyllis, I've just decided something. You're as peculiar as they are.
Drink your coffee. Dave and Julie will be out in a moment, and everything will be back to normal.
You want to bet?
You're on.
Phyllis, you just lost your bet.
Oh, I see you found the coffee. Have you got time for a cup, darling?
Yeah, real fast one.
2 men just went through here with a large tree.
Yes, it's an elm.
That makes a difference?
We're sending it back.
You know something? I'm going to drop the whole subject.
I've just been browsing through your books, dear. Here's one I could have used when I was first married.
The sex life of a boa constrictor?
117 ways to cook hamburger.
Okay, what do you think of this? You are now crossing the Golden Gate Bridge, one of the largest and most spectacular bridges in the world. It spans the Pacific at 6,450 feet, is 220 feet above the water, and 90 feet wide. Joseph B. Strauss designed the bridge, and engineers completed it in May 1937 at a cost of $35,500,000.
Doesn't he ever say hello?
What do you think?
Oh, I always liked that bridge.
Did you get a job with the Chamber of Commerce?
No, I got a job as a guide for scenic tours of San Francisco. Today's my first day, so I was, learning the spiel.
Julie, you ready to go shopping? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you had company. Oh, I think you've met my mother and father. This is our neighbor, Carol. Hi, nice to see you again. Oh, look, I can come back.
That's okay, Carol. We're leaving in a few minutes.
And I better get to work. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye. Come on, Stan. Tell me about your new job on the way down.
Yeah, well, the spiels are kind of dull right now, so I thought I'd, punch them up a bit. Add a few jokes and snappy pattern.
Is Stan going to be a guide on a permanent basis, Carol? Oh, no, he's just going to make enough money so he can work on his new invention.
What invention is that?
He's working on an electric violin.
Had to ask, didn't you?
You see, they got electric guitars, but apparently nobody thought of an electric violin.
I wonder why.
I never realized 50 pounds of hamburger could weigh this much. I mean, that's an awful lot of hamburger. Well, like I said, I had to buy this much to make the savings worthwhile. Hey, I can't get all this in my refrigerator. Have you got any room in yours? Sure. Boy, this should last forever. Uh-huh. Dave's gonna be real proud of me. He's been accusing me of being extravagant. You want to wait until this afternoon to do the rest of your shopping? The rest? Well, all you bought this morning was hamburger. Oh, I know. I spent practically our whole food budget on it. Oh. Look, Julie, I know it's none of my business, but, don't you think you'll get a little tired of hamburger? Oh, I've got that problem solved. 117 ways to cook hamburger? I'm going to start small and work my way up. Tonight, hamburger patties. Voila.
Looks good, honey.
I thought you'd like them. By the way, I invited Mom and Dad to dinner tomorrow night.
Good.
Let's make a special effort to have everything organized, huh, darling? Seems like every time they come, something terrible happens. Oh, you didn't have to wait for me, darling. Is there something the matter?
Sit down, Julie. Honey, I really think you're a great cook. I mean, you hear a lot about brides being lousy at cooking and all that, but that's not true about you. You're really a marvelous cook, and if I eat this, I'll throw up.
Why?
Well, when I was putting myself through school, I worked for 6 months as a short order cook. And now I can't stand or look, smell, or taste of hamburger.
You don't like hamburger?
I know it's all psychological. I even break out in hives when I look at it. I'm sorry, honey.
Oh, that's all right, darling. I just won't serve you hamburger, that's all.
What's in the refrigerator?
What?
I'll fix myself a sandwich.
Oh, no. I'll do it, darling. You just sit there.
You know, I don't feel that way about anything else, just hamburger. Isn't that funny?
Very funny. There isn't much choice, darling. I was going to shop tomorrow.
Anything will do.
Here.
Thanks. What kind of sandwich is this?
Celery. So I just couldn't tell him, Carol. Not after I promised I wouldn't make any more impulsive purchases. Did you phone the butchers? They have no refund policy. If I don't unload that hamburger and get some money to buy some groceries, I'm dead. Gee, I don't know. It might be hard to sell 50 pounds of secondhand hamburger.
I have an idea.
You have?
Dream pills.
What?
Just suppose somebody could invent pills that could guarantee to make you dream. Now, supposing those dreams were specific, like a blue pill if you wanted to dream you were rich, or a yellow pill if you wanted to dream about food, and red for sex. What do you think?
Stan, what's that got to do with Hamburger?
Nothing. Why?
Shirley has 50 pounds of hamburger she has to sell.
Well, is there something wrong with it?
No, it's too much. I bought it on an impulse.
Hamburger, huh? Funny, with Carolyn's hats.
Do you know how she can sell it?
Tried advertising?
I'll have to sell it today.
Well, let's work on that. Look, it's easy. You want to sell something, you create a demand.
How do you create a demand for hamburger?
Well, that's the problem. But once we lick that, we're in business.
I love to watch him when he puts his mind to something. You can practically hear the creative juices flow.
Of course. It's simple.
It is.
Girls, we're in business.
I want to thank you for loaning me the money to rent the tables and buy the buns, Carol.
It's only a short-term loan. I'll get it back in an hour.
I hope so. Well, the fire's ready. Boy, don't you think they should be here by now?
Honey, relax. Everything's going to be all right.
How can you be so sure?
Well, because my husband's a genius.
Next stop, 1400 McDougal Street. McDougal Street? We're going to Sausalito. McDougal Street. McDougal Street was added to the itinerary this morning. We're having lunch there. You sure? I'm positive. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you've been seeing all the regular San Francisco tourist spots. Our next stop is going to be a little different. We're going to have lunch at a very charming, offbeat place with lots of atmosphere that only a few select people visit. It's called, the Window in the Sky.
One hamburger without onions, one black coffee. That'll be 45 cents.
Thank you, dear. Tell me, do you honor credit cards?
Well, I'm afraid not. We're just a small family business.
But I think your restaurant's charming. I just love these terribly in places. You know, I think we're going to set some kind of a record.
Why?
The only restaurant that had its gala opening and closing in the same day.
What do you mean one of our buses is missing?
I called the restaurant. They haven't seen a sign of the bus. It just disappeared.
Gladys, will you please get hold of yourself? Okay. Now, the last time we had contact with him was at Coy Tower, right?
But that was 2 hours ago. Maybe we should send out another bus to look for them.
Another bus. Why not a St. Bernard? Excuse me. Hello, Scenic Tours.
This is Guide Parker speaking. I noticed a fog creeping in, and I wondered if we could skip...
Never mind the fog. It's him. Parker, where are you?
Huh? Oh, in my apartment.
Your apartment? What have you done with the passengers?
Oh, they're at my neighbor's upstairs.
What?
Has he kidnapped them?
Gladys, will you please shut up? Parker, have you lost your mind? Don't you know you're supposed to be in Sausalito?
Yeah, I know. I ad-libbed a little. It was on account of the hamburger.
Oh, hamburger?
Yeah, well, Julie, my neighbor, bought 50 pounds of hamburger on sale. Anyway, it turned out that Dave, that's her husband, Dave has some kind of allergy, so...
Oh, this guy's a fruitcake. We really got a fruitcake on our hands.
And it turned out great, and the passengers are having a ball.
Parker, now listen to me. You get those passengers out of there and into the bus.
Yeah, well, that's what I was planning on doing.
You hear me? Then you stay there, and we'll send out another guy to relieve you.
Relieve me? But it's only lunchtime.
Yes, I know, but you've done such a lovely job, we decided to give you the afternoon off. Now, won't that be nice?
Well, I could use the time to work on my electric violin.
That should be a lot of fun. You wait there now, you hear?
I should have known there was something wrong with that young man.
Why?
He offered to make my old coffee table into a door. I can't wait to tell Mabel about this place. I'd say it was the highlight of our trip, wouldn't you?
I like the purple popsicle better.
Well, this is a different type of place. What do they call it again? Young man!
Huh?
What do you call this place?
Our apartment?
Julie!
Watch it, will you, Mac?
I was looking for my wife.
Well, she's not in here. Oh, you know, the food's not bad, but the washroom facilities could be improved.
Julie! What is all this?
Darling, what are you doing home?
Look, there are people in our bed. They're eating. There are people in our
Could I
bathroom.
have some more mustard, please? Thank you.
Who are all these people?
Well, they're sort of friends of Stan's. You didn't tell me why you came home.
I wanted something to eat.
But I packed you a lunch.
I don't like celery sandwiches.
Look, will you tell me what this is all about?
Well, it all started with your hides.
Hides?
Well, yes, and then you yelling at me about not managing money very well, and then I found out that you didn't like Hamburger, and then, well, darling, don't get upset. Everything's turning out terribly well.
What's turning out terribly well?
Well, I had this 50 pounds of Hamburger, see, and I found out that about your hides.
Through the door, of course.
What door? We've got to get him off the roof before there's an accident.
This is your guide speaking. Everybody, please be quiet and remain perfectly still. Be quiet, everyone. Quiet, everyone. All right, all around you, you see a famous San Francisco trademark, fog. It's all part of the tour, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I want you to take the hand of the person next to you and introduce yourself.
You know something? I have a horrible feeling he is a genius.
All right, now that you all know one another, I want the person closest to come towards the lantern and lead the person behind you. Ready at the sound of the foghorn. Go! Thank you, madam.
All right, Julie. Very slowly and from the beginning.
Or maybe we'd better start at the end. We made $37.47. I'm so happy for you, darling.
For me?
Well, don't you realize what that means? No more celery sandwiches.
I want to congratulate you kids.
Well, thanks. How about Julie did all the cooking?
Now, the meal was good, but that isn't why I want to congratulate you.
Oh?
We've been here for almost an hour. You two haven't been to the bathroom once.
Maybe there's hope for us yet.
I'm sure of it.
Could be. You know, it's the first time I've been here that I haven't felt like I'm in the middle of a Three Stooges movie. I tell you, baby, this place serves the best hamburgers in the world.
You think we should have gone to a nightclub?
Believe me, this place has got real atmosphere. I said to him, I always tell you.
4 hamburgers with everything on them. No, wait a minute. Thelma, you're going to have onions.
No, but don't get any idea.
Hold the onions on 2 of them. Lots of mustard, though.
Why can't I have what he's having? What are you having, Bob? Hey, where am I supposed to?
I told you, it's very informal. You don't mind if we join you, do you? Hey, didn't I see you here yesterday? I eat here all the time.
Do you have a dime for the washroom?
Julie, you know these
Do
people?
you have a dime for the washroom?
No, but I've got a feeling we're going to.
Okay, tell me one thing. You think that's normal?